We all love to play pranks on people, but what happens when these pranks turn deadly? Today we're gonna look at the most disturbing pranks that went wrong and even killed people. Make sure you like and subscribe to become a coin and hype this video if you're on mobile. Make sure you watch the full video because I hid a secret $25 Robux gift card code somewhere in this video. And without further ado, let's jump into it. The first prank we're gonna talk about is a super sad prank. It's basically just bullying, and basically there was this lady that was pretending to give a hug to a homeless guy, but then when he was about to hug her back, she gave the hug to the guy behind him. And it's super sad. This video is gonna show it all. Coins, that is so horrible. You can see him almost start crying. I can't believe that they did that to him. That is so messed up. That might be one of the saddest videos I've ever watched. If I saw that in person and I saw them prank him by not giving him a hug, I would go run up to him and give him the biggest hug ever. Coins, that one was super sad, but this next one is literally deadly. So pretty much 3 teenagers try to ding-dong ditch some guy, and then this guy got super mad and killed them all. It was literally just a prank and 3 innocent people lost their lives. That is so crazy. I'll show you guys a video that explains everything.
It's called Ding Dong Ditch. The prank is even featured in this ad for the Ring doorbell. But now Ding Dong Ditch has turned tragic for these 3 teens. Cops say they did the prank, and the homeowner in Riverside County, California was so furious he pursued them in his car and then intentionally ran them off the road. 16-year-old best friends Daniel Hawkins, Drake Ruiz, and Jacob Ivascu were all killed in the collision. 3 other teens survived the crash, including the driver, who says they were horrified when homeowner Anuraj Chandra chased them down in his car and rammed into them. Chandra was charged with murder. When he appeared in court this week, he showed no emotion.
That is so disturbing. Not only did he kill 3 innocent teens that did nothing wrong, but he also showed up to court and showed no emotion or sympathy for his actions. This guy is pure evil and he should be put in prison for the rest of his life. I feel so sad for those kids and their families. It's absolutely tragic. If any of you guys think that they deserve that, let me know why down in the comments below. I don't think they deserve that at all. But let's get into the next one. This prank was supposed to be harmless, but it actually turned deadly. So pretty much people were trying to prank this girl by putting a thumbtack in her chair. And after she sat on it, she was actually laughing it off until days later when she passed away. This video will explain everything.
They put a tack on her chair as a joke, and when she sat down, it pierced her skin. She let out a yell before laughing at the prank. But a few days later, she began to feel sick. You see, the tack actually had bacteria on it, which entered her bloodstream through the wound. The infection quickly spread, causing severe blood poisoning. Doctors did everything they could, but unfortunately, she didn't make it.
That is so disturbing. Imagine your classmates putting a thumbtack in your chair, and then when you sit on it, it doesn't hurt that bad, so you take it out, but then days later you're in the hospital dying. That's literally what she went through, and that is so crazy. I feel super sad for her and her classmates as well because they were just trying to do a harmless prank and then they killed her on accident. I would be so sad if I accidentally did that, so I'm never going to put a thumbtack in someone's chair ever. And from now on, make sure you check where you sit because that could be you. This one feels like it came out of a horror movie. So basically there was this girl that was trying to scare her brother and her boyfriend, so she hid in a closet waiting for them to come by. And when they finally did, she jumped down, scared them, and then she got fatally shot. I'll show you guys a video right now. It's pretty disturbing, but let's watch.
People who die from pranks. Pramila Lau. She was at home with her friends and brother. She wanted to scare them. So she hid in the closet. But when she came out to jump scare, then her friend shot her. They tried to rush her to the hospital, but it was too late.
That is so sad that she died, but my only question is why was he carrying a gun? And especially, why was he carrying a gun in the house when there's a little kid right next to him? I think that this murder was actually planned and it wasn't even a prank. They wanted to kill her. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of this harmless prank that turned disturbing. May she rest in peace, but let's move on to the next one. This prank happened in the war and got someone killed. So basically some friends were trying to mess with a soldier when they threw a can of food at him, This guy thought it was a grenade, so he covered, but when they threw another one, he thought the enemy was being nice and he let his guard down and he got shot. It's so disturbing. I'll play a video right now.
A can of food was thrown towards a German soldier during World War I. He thought it was a grenade and immediately took cover, but nothing exploded. Then another can of food landed, and the soldier believed the enemy was being friendly. He shouted to his fellow soldiers that the enemy was giving them food, and together they waited for more. But this time, the enemy threw a grenade that killed them all. A grenade was thrown into the car of an important German leader during World War II. He survived the explosion and was quickly rushed to the hospital, but died shortly after due to his injuries. As a response, the Germans went to the village where the assassins came from and killed every single man, deported every woman to a concentration camp, and destroyed every building in the town. A bullet flew into the head of a German soldier during World War II, but instead of fighting back, the other German played dead. You see, when the Germans were losing with no way to escape, they sometimes placed themselves between other corpses and played dead. But to make sure everyone was killed, the enemy would sometimes still shoot at the lifeless bodies.
That is so disturbing, and I feel so bad for him. He's probably so scared. The sad part is that he thought that they were being nice to him and that he got shot. I would be so mad if my friends pranked me like that and it made me lose my life. But let's get on to the next one. In this next one, this prank caused someone to get in a car crash and fatally die. So to sum it up, basically some teenagers were playing around with eggs and throwing them at cars. All of a sudden, one of the cars got really mad and started chasing them, and this caused them to run away and then run into another car, causing the death of a woman.
Innocent people that died from harmless pranks, part 1. The lady you're looking at was having a great New Year's Day with her family in Houston, Texas. The family was missing a few ingredients, so she had to run to the store to grab them. Little did she know that this will be the last time she will ever drive a vehicle. She was on her way back from the store when a 14-year-old was driving an SUV. The 14-year-old kid, who was too young to drive, thought it would be funny to have his friends throw eggs at cars as they drive by. Well, yeah, it was funny, until somebody pulled a gun out and started driving after them. The 14-year-old panicked and drove as fast as he could. He drove straight through a red light and ended up T-boning someone's truck. And that person he ran into happened to be a 45-year-old mother. A mother of 2 with 4 grandchildren. As you can tell, he completely demolished her truck. However, everyone in his SUV was okay, although the vehicle was destroyed. Unfortunately, the mother died on impact. The 14-year-old boy was placed in a juvenile detention center and was charged with murder. May this 45-year-old grandmother and mother rest in peace.
That is so sad. I can't believe a mom and a grandma died because of some teenagers. I don't know why they were throwing eggs at cars on the highway in the first place. That's not a good prank at all. That is super disturbing how she died because of them, and they probably didn't even go to prison. And the reason for that is because they are so young. But may that mother rest in peace. That is so sad. I feel so bad for her kids. Let's move on to the next one. This one's way too sad. Now, this prank was supposed to be harmless, but then her friend died. So basically, some friends are trying to scare their other friend on Halloween, but they scared her too bad and she died. This video will explain everything. Let's watch.
A 16-year-old girl was scared to death by her friends on Halloween night, and the court ordered those responsible to pay only $20,000 in damages. That night, 16-year-old Claire Bennett was home alone watching TV. The doorbell suddenly rang. She went to open the door, and several figures dressed as ghosts and monsters appeared. Claire froze. Before she could react, she collapsed to the floor. It turned out those friends just wanted to give her a Halloween surprise. But they didn't know Claire had a congenital heart condition, and the sudden scare triggered cardiac arrest. What's worse, when Claire went down, these 15-year-old friends thought she was playing along and laughed even harder. Instead of helping, they propped her up in a chair and kept taking pictures for fun. Only when she was completely unresponsive did they panic and call 911. By then it was too late. Claire never woke up. Her grieving mother took these so-called friends to court. However, the court ruled it was a prank by minors, not intentional harm, and awarded only $20,000 in compensation. The decision has stirred major controversy. What do you think? Was this an accident or a murder that's being ignored?
That is super sad. I definitely think it was an accident. All they were trying to do was prank their friend and scare her on Halloween. They didn't mean for her to die. That is super tragic how she died on Halloween just because her friends were trying to scare her though. But I don't think your friend should go to prison, especially after they paid a $20,000 fine because it was just an accident. But still, rest in peace to her. But alright coins, it's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching these harmless pranks that turn disturbing. And whoever found the hidden Roblox code, let me know down below in the comments. I'll favorite your comment. And if you guys have any videos that you want to see in the future, let me know down below and I'll make them for you guys. And with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe to become a coin, and make sure you have this video if you're on mobile, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.